Hi guys, it's Lucy. I'm just checking in to give you an update really. I thought that based on the vlogging that I've done so far, maybe it would be a good time to sort of give a bit more structure to it and to just let you know where things are. And I thought, you know, it's very seductive to be perfect and to try and build a nice area where I'm going to do the video and dress in my best clothes and put on loads of makeup. And none of those things are happening right now. I have a small amount of mascara on, but the rest of it is au naturel. So yeah, I'm just lying on the couch, you know, just taking in the evening delights. So anyway, I started this vlog just as to keep people updated with what's going on, because I do have people that I care about and that care about me dotted all over the place, and we all live such crazy lives that actually maybe this is a really good useful tool to do that and to help people understand what's going on, and then they can kind of rewatch something if they didn't quite understand. So the idea for me is to just post here and there. The vlogs might not be perfect because I just called it a blog rather than a vlog. And a vlog, for most of the older people in my life, have said, "What? I don't even know what a vlog is. What is it?" So it's a video log. Exactly what this is. I'm logging something on video and I'm posting it onto my YouTube channel. And I have a link on my Instagram. And if you want to be updated with what happens during my journey, then you can subscribe using the red button, which is somewhere down here. There are fancy tricks that I can learn to maybe add those in. So when you're watching a video, you can just sort of scroll up. I haven't learned that yet because I'm very early stages. And also there's a bell image. There's a picture of a bell. And if you click on that, then it will notify you when I upload a new video. Saying all of that, you will also, you can obviously just look at YouTube with a link. There's no need for you to be registered, but I have a specific account so that when people I follow that do vlogs, when they post something, I get a notification, just to say that. But that's because I have an account with YouTube. There are other platforms. I don't really know much about it. I'm just trying my luck with this one and seeing how far I get. For me, it's not about the likes, it's about information, and it's about sharing my story. And I will go through a full timeline about what it's like to have cancer as an adolescent and as a young person. But so it's going to be a bit mixed. There are going to be some which will be information based. So what is radiotherapy? What is chemotherapy? What is lymph node removal surgery? What is lung surgery? You know, all these different things. What's it like to be the daughter of somebody who died of cancer? So that is a big part of my journey, is actually watching someone that you love die from a disease that you have no control over, and also how that then affects me now. So anyway, I will go into that in more detail in another post. But yeah, so this is just really where I'm going with the vlogging and what the purpose of it is. So to update you on the current status. So to bring you up to speed, in 2018, I was initially diagnosed in 2015 with sarcomatoid carcinoma of the breast. It's a very rare cancer, and I've only found one other person online who has it, and he's a guy called Phew Toms, and he's a Somerset. Well, he lives in Somerset, which makes a great connection, and I don't know what's going on in Somerset to make there be two special people like us. Anyway, but I found his vlogging really useful to watch, and I'm really engaged with it, and it's actually really encouraged me to do this, because initially I thought it was all a bit voyeuristic. Why are people watching people who have cancer online? Like, I don't get it. But actually, like, I've got more of a grip on it now, and I think it's really like there's a real purpose to sharing these stories. So in 2015, I was initially diagnosed with the cancer. I'll talk about 2015, 2016, 2017 in another setting. But 2018, I finished radiotherapy in December 2017, and then I have been running amok ever since, just trying to get away from hospitals and stuff, which isn't easy because, you have to go for checkups. And then in May this year, I found a lump in my armpit, contacted my oncologist, which is a cancer doctor, and I emailed her and said, this has happened. And she said, right, come in, we'll check you, we'll do biopsies, and we'll do scans and whatever we need to do to determine what this is. So that happened in mid-June, and it came back as cancer had returned in the lymph nodes in my armpit, which are important parts of the body I have become aware of. Again, I will do another post about what the lymphatic system is, but it's very similar to the circulation, so the blood system. So it's a way for cancer to spread. It manages to sort of weed its way through. It's like a flowing river, and it's kind of jumped on at some point and gone through a vessel to get somewhere else. And a lymph node is kind of a filtration point. So then the cancer gets stuck there and it grows and grows and grows. And then you get swollen lymph nodes, and the tumours are growing within the lymph node itself. So that's how I felt this lump was. There was a tumour growing in the lymph node. Anyway, it turns out after scans, more biopsies, that I actually had them in both sides. But in one side, it was actually in the fat, not in the lymph node. So spreading beyond the lymph system, which is pretty scary. And we don't know how it got there on my right side. So I actually had surgery 7 weeks ago. Which it's now the end of August, so rolling back. They did lymph node removal on both sides, which is quite extensive surgery to have. And it restricts your arm movement. Initially, you have to do physio, so I had lots of exercises to do, like trying to make my fingers crawl up a wall to try and stretch everything out and get my arm mobility back. I did have a lot of swelling in my arms as a result of lymphedema. I will go into that in another post to explain what that is. But it was very uncomfortable, and there are many things that I can deal with, but that was extremely uncomfortable, and I ended up ringing one of the nurses, just going, "Oh, somebody help me, this is so painful, I'm struggling." So I went and I had that surgery 7 weeks ago. And then about 4 weeks ago now, I went for a follow-up appointment, and at the bottom of one of the incisions from the surgery, there was like an inflamed ball, and I thought that was a stitch because there was a stitch poking out, and you have stitches kind of poking out after surgeries, and then they dissolve and fall off, which is completely normal. That's what I thought it was, but I flagged it up to the team anyway, the surgical team, and said, I don't know what I think about. What do you think about this? I'm not sure. So they got me back the next day, ultrasound to have a look at the consistency. Then they biopsied it, and then within an hour, they were able to tell me from the lab. They sent the details off, and the lab came back and said, "Yeah, it's cancer." And then 3 days later, it was more surgery. So I did a video on the shock tumour that arrived. They now have me under very tight surveillance. I went back last week, and they want me to keep an eye on a nodule on the other side that is in the incision. We don't know if it's going to be anything serious. But I did get a phone call this afternoon asking me to go tomorrow morning for a CT scan. So what that means is they want to look to see if it's anywhere else in my body, in my torso, so my abdomen, my pelvis, basically any organ that lives between here and the top of your legs. They want to check. So they use a dye to be able to. They put the dye into your system, and it kind of clings onto any cancer cells, so it shows up. So to get a phone call today saying come in tomorrow for a scan, and then you'll see your surgeon on Thursday for results, is, again, it's a full-time job, this like cancer admin. It really is. Anyway, so that's what's happening. And then next Monday I go in for radiotherapy planning, and I will give you information about that because not many people understand what radiotherapy is. And my radiotherapy consultant did say to me last year that 50% of people who go for an appointment to start discussing and planning radiotherapy for that person don't know what radiotherapy is. So I'm hoping to do an informative one about that. And I'll try my best not to do any jargon and that kind of stuff because I've been around cancer now for 19 years. I probably have picked up some things that the average person who isn't involved with cancer would not understand or would not know what that terminology is. So if you want to ask any questions that you think would be good, please put them in the comments section below. Just if you found this useful, the update, and if there's anything specific you'd like me to answer or focus on in any videos, then I will do. Anyway, I hope this raw, unedited version goes well. It's a bit nerve-wracking, especially when I'm sitting in my robe on the sofa waiting for Bake Off to happen. Who doesn't love watching cakes and people crying over cake? It gives you perspective on the world, doesn't it, if you're crying over a cake? No one can forget the Baked Alaska disaster. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in and take care. Have a lovely evening. Bye bye.